Good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock, so let's begin this study session of Urbana School District 116. Roll call, please.
Member Sherrill, Member Hickson,
Here.
Member Marabou,
Here.
Member Jones.
Here.
Member Langendorf here, Vice President Baxley,
Here?
President Pulowski.
Here, we have a quorum. Are there any additions, corrections, or modifications to tonight's agenda? Nope. It is now time for citizen statements. If anybody here present wishes to make a statement before the board, please hand in a goldenrod sheet located in the back of the room, fill it out, hand it to Recording Secretary Lori Johnson. And we have received none for this evening, so calling once, calling twice. There is no executive session after tonight's meeting, so the chair would entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda as published.
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Student ambassador report.
Hi everyone, here's our report for today. So our winter sports have begun. So boys swim, the captain practices have begun. So they've started to learn who all's on the team and who all's trying out. I think they have a good amount of freshmen this year, which is exciting. Indoor track, they've been doing weightlifting Tuesdays and Thursdays after school. They've had a really good turnout for that, so really excited. For the season, girls basketball, we've had 3 games now. We've been doing pretty good. We've been playing good. We've been remembering our plays, so that's good. Boys basketball had their Tiger preview, which went really well, and they played really well that day. So looking forward to an exciting season with them. And then wrestling, actually, on Thursday night, the first girls meet is then, and they're doing a black lit meet. So they put black lights up in the gym, and they're going to have it all lit up. So really exciting. Thursday night. So really exciting.
And then soccer, we had a couple people from some sports teams who made it to our conference. Nadav Gal, sorry if I butchered that. He's senior. Jevin Jade, Fidani Mukadi, and Winner Nana. From soccer, from football, we have CJ Blandon, Kyrie Hillsman, and Sorrel Darrow. And from volleyball, we have Sophia Shako Fraley and Janasia Dillon. From cross country, we have Marley Yao, Sebastian Bretto, and Arlen Orr. So congratulations to those students who made the all-conference teams.
And then on Friday, November 21st, the Friday before Thanksgiving break, Quest had a Thanksgiving lunch. So they served turkey, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, and green beans. The students really loved it. Everyone thought it was really good. And everyone thought it was a really festive, fun thing to do.
And then the UHS Thanksgiving dinner, which was hosted by Student Council, served about 150 plus members of members and U of I students. They had really nice music, and they had a lot of volunteers from the Student Council committee join them as well. And some pictures from that dinner is on the next slide. If you switch to next, and here are just some pictures that they took of the event, and yeah.
And then theater put on their fall play of Bright Star. It's about a man falls in love with a girl and they have a baby, but the dad does not approve of the marriage, so he gets rid of the baby. And then the baby actually grows up to work for his mom without knowing they're related, and then they find out they're related, and the play follows that and follows what happens. So it was a very successful play, and it had lots of people come every single night. It had a lot of really good reviews, and all the cast members really loved it, and they had a great time on the play. So on the next slide is a picture. Our other student ambassador, Sophia, she went to the play, and so that's a picture of her of some of the cast members. And then the November Habitat for Humanity trip happened earlier this last month now. And so me and Sophia both went on it. It was such an amazing experience. There was around 20 students there. And so we went to Tutwiler, Mississippi, and we helped build a house. We did flooring and put in trim. And then we also volunteered at a local school, and we volunteered at a local humane society as well. And so you could kind of just pick what you wanted to do each day. And then on our nights after we'd be working, we learned about Emmett Till and the effects of his death in the area, and the history of that area and the racism that they've experienced and still experience to this day. And so it was a really amazing experience. And then there's some pictures. There's me with the kids at the school, and we worked on the flooring. And then there's me and Sophia in the bottom on Beale Street in Memphis. So we had a really great time.
All right. And previously last week, we had another meeting with Quest and Marianne as well. And we went over portions, hygiene concerns, and running out of food. We have come together to create some solutions for these, and some things are being in play now. We have identified some of the spots where portions have been shortened, even still being under the USDA guidelines. And we are working with Emily and Marianne to make sure that we are still meeting those requirements and not and not falling short of the actual requirements. And we're still having students coming up asking about, in particularly not having food for students or for student athletes, which has also been another big concern, and that we have talked about with Emily, and they are going to improve the portions, and they are going to stay consistent throughout the lunch periods. And since the maybe last month, to my knowledge, we have not ran out. And there actually have been, more staff down there. There has been new staff. They have been very polite and very nice, so we are grateful for them. But we have not ran out of food since then, and we hope that we can continue to improve the lunch downstairs. So, yeah. And this is our report. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Board reports, does anybody have a board report they wish to give this evening? All right, I'll go ahead, Sherry.
I just want to report that the delegate assembly, all the constitutional amendments passed as well as the resolution. So I had assumed that would happen, but there were actually people who were opposed to some of, and some really good reasons why that maybe our district would have thought about it, but it was important to their district, so that was good. And Luke and I attended what they call it, like a luncheon for the teachers, so it was really nice to have the opportunity to hear about their individual situations, and we wouldn't know that unless we were having a conversation. We also had the opportunity to kind of walk around. We saw some of the students, so it was a good afternoon. I'm glad we did that. And Yankee Ridge, right. So I look forward to the other ones as well.
Just a reminder on that board, there are still some open spots left in the current calendar, so if you're able to attend, please volunteer and let Lori know so that not more than 2 of us will be at any slot at any given time.
So Thursday we're at UMS and Friday we're at King. So if you still would like to sign up.
Moving on, we have 2 study topics tonight. First up is the Minority Enrichment Program.
Can
I'm sorry, did I miss-
I was slow to pushing my button. Whatever happened with Thomas Paine? Because theirs was supposed to be today, and it was today.
Yeah,
So
it was
somebody did
today.
eventually sign up for it.
No, we didn't have board members, but Angie and I still went and represented administration, and we had a good
Okay.
conversation with them, and we took notes and
Oh, I thought
listened
maybe
and-
since no board members could go, that it would.
No, it's, I mean, we go as well.
I mean,
It's an opportunity for
Okay.
administration to hear concerns. and
yeah, I mean, the purpose of it is to kind of get our negotiating team, well, it's one
Mm-hmm.
of the purposes of it, is get our negotiating team understanding what our issues are in each specific building and have conversations with the membership at large.
It helps us plan as a team around.
So
Okay.
there's still value in it, even if board members aren't able to
Okay.
attend. But I heavily encourage board members to attend if they can.
And we explained, right, that you guys are busy and have things that you're doing.
Yeah,
and it
Tuesdays
was,
are really bad
yeah,
for me.
Tuesdays are a bad day, so, yeah.
Okay, again, our first late topic tonight is,
That's
oh, no, it's okay, is a minority enrichment program.
Hello, good evening. Andrea Jackson, Minority Engagement Enrichment Coordinator. I'm excited to provide a mid-year report and an overview of the Minority Enrichment Program. Got it. This program supports underrepresented students enrolled in weighted and advanced courses. Our goal is to ensure that these students not only have access to advanced courses, but also receive ongoing support needed for them to actually thrive. We do this through academic monitoring. We have America Reads tutors when they are available, and do a variety of enrichment activities such as academic support, leadership development, and college and career readiness opportunities. Over time, this coordinator position has grown. There hasn't been a consistent person actually in this role for the past 3 years. So it has shifted more from that academic focus to a more holistic model. And so I have a Venn diagram here to kind of show the former role versus my current role. It does now span all of each secondary site, so it's at the 6th grade center, UMS, and at UHS as well. There's more relationship building activities, especially through the mentoring program. College and career readiness exposure happens as well, and just providing that consistent mentorship has been vital. I have a slide here just to show how the percentage of students that are involved in advanced courses at UHS. This is from the Illinois School Report Card, the latest one that came out. 18.7% of students were enrolled in advanced courses in the past school year. But as you can see, there is some racial discrepancy when it comes to which students are actually enrolled. So if you look at almost half of, or a third of white students, and almost half of Asian students are enrolled in advanced courses compared to 10 or 11% of their Black and Hispanic peers. And so this just demonstrates the need essentially to help the advanced courses really reflect the diversity that's within our high school courses and student body. And so this program really provides some targeted support for students that are placed in those rigorous environments. Advanced courses not only help students with gaining college credits when they're taking AP classes, they have an option of doing that, but it also exposes them to some advanced coursework to help prepare them for college. So it's vitally important that, that this program exists. So this also aligns directly to the priority 1, which the goals within that are helping students to grow and excel academically, promoting some positive behaviors, reducing expulsionary practices, supporting that growth and achievement for multilingual learners, and increasing the 4-year graduation rates. And so MEP, or Minority Enrichment Program, really contributes to each of these priority areas with that monitoring, relationship building. This year, the MEP caseload really consists of 40 students. This was selected in a collaborative process with the assistant principal for curriculum and instruction. There really wasn't, since there hasn't been a person within this role for a few years, I had to create a framework for making those decisions. I Having been a past administrator, I'm very familiar with a lot of the platforms that are used, such as MAP, Panorama, et cetera. And so I was able to disaggregate the data and really look at those scores to decide which students would benefit the most from that support. So we looked at MAP data, the auto enrollment list of students, which students were in AVID, because that's a really cohort that is more college and career readiness guided. And then the priority was really looking at students that were in that 60 to 79th percentile in both reading and math. Try to find like that middle ground, maybe students that maybe need that additional boost. So with that, they get weekly academic monitoring, tutoring as needed, and coaching with that. And so, as I said before, that prior knowledge, having been an administrator and curriculum coordinator, really was helpful in making, being able to create that criteria. In September, we partnered with members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated from the University of Illinois. They have an initiative called Go to High School, Go to College. And so they created a great presentation that was really informative and based upon the questions that students actually wanted to know more answers about. They asked everything from about study habits to how is the dorm food in college and just in general about campus life. And it was really great. Nothing was really off limits. And it's always a great opportunity when students are able to hear directly from university students. In November, we had about 40 students from a combination of UHS and UMS students that attended the Jelani Day Foundation Central Illinois HBCU College Fair. So I coordinated that field trip. This event really helped to expand a lot of the students' knowledge about different colleges that are beyond Urbana-Champaign. And really highlighted that excellence of HBCUs. The students were able to engage with some admissions counselors that were there, learn about scholarships, and explore different pathways that they may not have considered before. In the spring, part of my role is supporting the cultural clubs at UHS. In the spring, the African American Club is planning a college tour to Washington, D.C., and it's scheduled for late February. This experience is going to help expose more of those students to the colleges and actually being there, right, and having that opportunity. We are seeking, though, some sponsorships, so I thought that it would be great to put this in here as well. Because it is high cost. It's about $1,000 for each per student, plus meals. And so this will be a great opportunity for students. We want to make sure that that financial burden isn't put so much on our students so that they have the opportunity to actually go. We had UHS had a college, career fair as well. This was in collaboration with the Champaign Chamber of Commerce. The CTE department chair, Ms. Perez Rosser, was really instrumental in making sure that this happened. And in that collaboration, there were over 20 employers there. The students were really active in learning more about the job opportunities within our community, and it was a very successful fair. Our cultural clubs continue to shine. This is some pictures of our Latine Heritage Month assembly at UHS. It was a really well-run assembly. It was school-wide, and so the Latino Club was very instrumental in making sure that that happened, very student-led. So I just have a few pictures of that. I started and created a cultural celebrations and awareness committee because just seeing the need for more of that awareness and celebrating diversity within UHS. And so that group was very instrumental in helping to execute this as well. And I just have a few pictures of the, we had a Spirit Week for Latina Heritage Month, and these are a few pictures of the flyers for that Spirit Week. The other cultural club that I mentioned before, the African American Club, actually hosted a Friendsgiving along with the Latino Club in the Commons. This is hopefully the first of many of their collaborations between the African American and Latino Club, and working together to really build some solidarity. So now I'll kind of move on to UMS and the 6th grade center. In my role at both of these buildings, I'm involved in facilitating a mentorship program called DID for girls, and there is also Manifest, which is for some of our male students. The program focuses on elevating student voices, building leadership, strengthening school culture, and fostering personal growth in SEL. This is the first year, obviously, for the 6th grade center to have it. So we piloted that as well, and it has become a very popular program. All students really enjoy being a part of it. Some of the upcoming things that we will be having are some guest speakers that can come in as well. The group that I talked about before, the Alpha Pi Alpha fraternity is also going to come, and so we just feel like it's great to have others come in so that they can really find other mentors within our community as well. Some other future opportunities, we're hoping to do in after-school programming because that's definitely needed, especially for our middle grade students. Some summer programming, because a lot of the summer programming right now really caters to our elementary students, or it's transition type of programs. So, and also just increasing that exposure to college and career exploration. I'm not going to go through and read these, but these were some of the impact statements that were solicited from Chastity Beckless, Director of School Improvement and Equity. She did get some impact statements. In general, these just encompass a lot of the great things they feel like MEP has done thus far. Lastly, I just have a slide on how others can kind of help. I feel really strongly that I really don't want the burden of the field trip to college trip, I should say, to Washington, D.C. I really want to make sure that students don't feel that burden and are able to go. More tutors after school, that would be great. That's something that I would really like to do. We have it embedded within the school day, but for some students it's a little bit easier to do after school tutoring. Continued, I should say, support for the MEP role. And lastly, looking forward to hopefully having a summer programming. And that concludes my report.
Board members, any questions?
Could you please tell us about how many students you think might want to go or are in this culture club and might want to go to DC?
They're aiming for 20 students.
Okay.
And so that's typically the goal. We have 4 adults that will be going, and so that's 20 is a really good number for them.
Okay.
I know you mentioned this in the future plans, so there's probably not a lot of detail in it yet, but really excited to see after-school programming as a part of targeted for the middle school. You know, where we've been struggling for years to find funding for Splash and what we have. So, I mean, what
Yeah.
kind of funding model are you kind of considering, or has there been any thoughts about how to structure it that way?
Yeah, so there is a budget for equity. However, I don't know that it would fully encompass what's needed for the stipends to be sustainable. So I think what's being looked at is how those stipends kind of compare, because as you know, those that work those programs have to pick and choose, right? And so we want this program to be just as successful as those others.
Anyone else?
For the summer programs, what type of programs are you implementing?
So with those, we want to expand upon all of those college and career exploration for those students, as well as building up leadership skills. We would love for like the cultural programs that are happening at the high school, for those to actually feed into the middle school, give them some type of leadership in being able to run meetings, run programs, and things like that. So they have something to look forward to once they would hit high school.
Wonderful, thank you.
Go ahead, Mia.
I just want to say, as a student being in all like AP and weighted classes throughout my whole high school career, I think this is a definitely needed role. There's a definite need for more diversity in those classes and more people to feel more welcome in them. So I definitely think it should be something that is prioritized, and I think it's really great that you're doing this.
Thank you.
Echoing on those thoughts, I am really thrilled that the district is putting resources behind this effort. And I also want to put it out there that it's going to take years, I think, for us to see results in this. It's going to take a long time. So, targeting younger people and the middle schoolers for after a number of years, hopefully we'll see the numbers tick up at the high school level for AP classes. So have patience, everybody.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to thank Andrea. I think her vision and just go getting, you creating your own model and creating like things that just haven't been in place for years. I mean, it's been several years since we've had a really strong MEP coordinator. We've had people kind of come for a couple months and leave and go, and it's not been it's impacted the program in many ways. I mean, we see it in the number of students that are in our AP classes or AP prep or any of those spaces, and just the leadership skills. I think building the leadership outside of, I mean, you don't have to be in an AP class to be really pushed to be a leader and,
Absolutely.
use some of those skills. So we just needed the people to get behind it and have that vision. And it's hard for our administrators to do all of that with all the other things that they have going on, and our teachers who are also club sponsors. So we really need this position. And just in the short amount of time reading the impact statements, it really meaningful, and it shows us how important it is to continue to put the resources behind it. So thank you for
thank
jumping
you.
in and helping the program grow and be better,
Thank you.
help it be great.
One last call for questions.
Yeah, I think I made it clear about how I feel about testing, so I was glad to hear that you're interacting with teachers and getting their recommendations, because you can be also a good leader and not necessarily be a good test taker. And can be
Absolutely.
a good student and not necessarily be a good test taker, so I'm glad that you're looking at all the opportunities that you can in order to select students.
Yep.
Another thing I wanted to ask, I don't know about what you did to raise money so that you could go to your trip, but are there any fundraisers that they're having that they also can lead and we can participate in?
Yeah, so that link, thank you, that QR link is there to help raise those funds. I think they are going to be doing selling T-shirts as well, just trying to figure out other ways to help that not to be such a burden on families.
Anyone else? Thank you very much, Ms. Jackson.
Thank you.
Our second report tonight is the Gear Up Grant update. Dr. Deacon.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us tonight. I'm Dr. Tanya Deacon, Director of Grants and Secondary Leadership, and with me tonight is our Gear Up Coordinator, Selena Harper. We wanted to take a little time tonight just to kind of revisit where the grant is at and how it's been moving forward. So for some of the numbers in the grant itself, that's the part that I engage in more highly. We hit a couple hurdles going out this year because federal funding was frozen at the beginning of the year, so we had to wait. Then it was unfrozen, so we were getting ready, and then they shut it off again when the government shut down. So we could not process anything until the government reopened. So now it's reopened, and we're trying to get our grant pulled together to have it submitted, the narratives, by before we leave on winter break. Some of the things that we used in last year's grant, we set up the UHS transition program last August. Hillary Allen pulled together a new program for the students to enroll. We had over 100 students each day. Selena was critical in rolling that out as well. She'll have some more details in a little bit. We also upgraded the Career Center at UHS. When I've been over there, there have been kids in and out of the room getting the information, looking for different supports. So they are, and sometimes they're there to get candy, but that's okay. It gets them in the door, and we can give them the opportunities that are available to them. We also added some courses at the 6th grade center and then at UMS for Project Lead the Way. And those courses are helping us to integrate more computer science and give the kids exposure to some careers that they may not have had access to previously. And then we have the Success Network Conference that we attended last year. What was great about having that opportunity was that we got to take several staff members from what now is all 3 buildings. And the high school was very familiar with the PACE framework, but that was the first exposure for the middle school last year. So they have been starting to do some of that work also with Ms. Harper. For this year, some of our larger purchases at the moment have been avidizing the buildings, trying to get more of the banners, college and career type posters throughout the building, the avid posters in the classrooms. We've also been doing some different career nights, and we can bring light snacks for those evening events. It's the only grant that really allows for that. And then we also have, now we're participating in tutor.com. It is up and it's running. And at this moment, I'm going to send it over to Ms. Harper so that she can share the programs.
Yeah, so just to kind of elaborate on what Dr. Deacon said. Thank you. To elaborate on what Dr. Deacon said, over the summer we had the Urbana High School Transition Program for incoming 9th grade students. It was very successful. And we also had a Gear Up Summer program over at the middle school as well with Nate Wall. And he was great at leading that. For the UHS Career Fair, we partnered with Miss Andrea Jackson and Leanne Stuckemeyer and several others throughout the district. And we had several hundred students show up to that. And we were able to partner, like Miss Jackson said, with the Chamber of Commerce for different employers throughout the community. So a lot of students were able to get a lot of information about that. A lot of students have been either going to college visits, or we've had representatives from different colleges actually come to the college and career office over at Urbana High School to learn more about local universities and colleges. So that's been awesome. We also have a set of curriculum that follows the PACE framework that we are planning on rolling out over at the 6th grade center and at the middle school next semester. So we're in the process of kind of like getting the teachers familiar with that curriculum and seeing if they have any questions, and making sure that the implementation will be successful. And yes, so tutor.com is another thing that the Gear Up grant has paid for, which is a really awesome resource where grades 6 through 12 have access to 24/7 tutoring online for free, free to them. And it's with a live tutor. It doesn't use AI or anything, and students are able to ask them questions about any subject in English and Spanish. And yeah, so we've also been promoting that as well.
Can you guys, I know you both mentioned PACE. Can you spell it out what the PACE is and just in a sentence or two explain it a little?
Can we cheat?
Yes, you
Use our
can.
resources. 5 years ago, I knew it off the top of my head, but today,
Yes.
no, you knew
That's
that was
okay.
gonna do it, right?
Yes.
But it's
Sherry
building
just
up.
said it. Post-secondary career expectations.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
And our CTE, Amanda Perez Rosser, is really instrumental at the high school in implementing the PACE framework. But so go ahead. Yeah, I just want to make sure, I've seen it on 2 slides now, so I wanted to make sure we said what it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And you had mentioned when we were looking at these programs, the funds themselves come from the grant. The outline for it is $50,000 for salary for the coordinator plus $20,000 to go towards benefits. And then the high school receives $20,000 each year, and the middle school and the 6th grade center share $20,000 each year. We're in the 2nd year, and the grant, if everything goes as planned, is supposed to go 7 years. So as we met with Ms. Beckless and Ms. Jackson last week and talked through how we could blend and braid some of the funding to be able to achieve some of the goals for both programs. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. Amanda Perez Rosser has been very instrumental, along with Leanne Stuckmeyer. She has a long-standing relationship with the ISAC communication organization, the Illinois Student Assistance Commission. I got that one. So they continue to come to the school, though, and provide different pieces of information for us. There was an email that came out tonight that had announced that early applications for financial aid. Last year, they looked to see what your percentages were. Last year, first time out, I believe, it was a bronze award for Urbana at 73% completion. We were 2 percentage points from getting the silver. So I know we're going to be shooting to get the next level up in this next year. Are there other questions?
So what does the Gear Up curriculum, what is that? What is in it? What are they teaching?
So it's a collection of lessons where students are encouraged to take career placement tests and kind of think about like how their interests and personalities align with careers they might be interested in the future. And there's also some social emotional learning curriculum baked in as well.
And you said something about getting teachers in the building accustomed to this, so they would be doing this along with whatever class they're teaching?
So teachers over at the 6th grade center would be doing it during MAP testing, and over at the middle school they would be doing it during WIN blocks.
And WIN blocks is what I need, the blocks that they do, they're doing those during advisory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so, kind of, and as an intervention for students, yeah, who need it. So WIN stands for what I need, so it is kind of an individualized. Okay.
For tutor.com, is that for all you Urbana School District students, or is it just focused for high school students?
It's for all students grades 6 through 12.
I just asked because I only got the flyer for the high school.
That's fair.
With the changes of the Department of Ed, administration of a lot of grants has moved from Department of Ed to other departments. So is this grant being administered by another department now?
Kim Carando, who visited us last year when we presented this, hasn't said yet which one we're going to be under. They just know that they're feeling confident that it will continue. And she does, as she did last year, ask us to make some financial decisions quickly and get things taken care of. But we want to make sure it's quality and that we're doing something that's meaningful for the students.
What are the reporting requirements for the grant with,
Basically, they have an outline of the data that they collect, and it was in the contract that we signed. And basically, what they had decided after last year, they wanted to be able to access our data from IWAS, another acronym with the state, to be able to grab the data. They cannot see the names of students when they're pulling that data. It's just by the different demographical aspects that are listed within, like, our Illinois report card.
all right, thank you. Anyone else?
I know you said you had made the college center this year, and I just want to say applying to colleges, that was really helpful. At Stuckmeyer especially, I think I was in there probably 2 or 3 times a week, and I know she read every single essay wrote. I think almost every single student I know has gone in there and asked her questions, and I know that's been really, really helpful for all the students applying to applications. So.
I think it's been a strong team effort. I think the grant came to us at the right time and is providing us the resources to move forward where other schools may be struggling right now.
And I just wanted to add and thank you guys as well. I know Ben was able to join us on a field trip as we continue to talk about increasing our opportunities and pathways for our students beyond just our students who are in on the college path. We have a lot of students who, as we talked about through our portrait of a graduate in the strategic plan, that are going to go straight to careers after graduation, or they might go to Parkland and get their associate's degree and then be right in the business world or the work world. And so we are talking more about we know it's important for our students to go to college, but it's also important for our students to just have those future life skills. And I think the Gear Up grant, our MEP program, some of the will be coming back to the board as we continue to look at those pathways that we've been working with Ms. Rosser in the CTE department, our career and technical ed department. We're in a really good place, as Dr. Deacon said, and trying to be forward thinking about the skills that we're giving our students when we send them out to college and out into the life work world. And all of these programs are kind of working together. So it's great that we're all collaborating and talking about the same things. But we'll be coming back to the board to talk more about how we can expand CTE. At the high school, we've just run out of space. And we have more students who want to be in culinary classes and who want to be in some of our industrial tech classes, and we don't have woodworking anymore and sheet metal and some of those things that they're able to do at a higher level at Parkland, but they're things that we could be doing right at our high school, and even taking some of those explorations down into the middle school level. So having all of the additional resources that we have right now really putting us in a good position to be able to expand our offerings in the future. So Mr. Guzman is really involved in that. It was important to have a board member kind of, that's Ben's field. So having him go, we took a field trip to a CTE program in Mattoon that is doing wonderful things that we would like to replicate some of those things for Urbana High School and Urbana Middle School, and maybe even on a smaller scale at the 6th grade center. So I just wanted the board to know that there's a reason why we had these guys come and talk today together. Because we're giving you little snippets of things to come. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
One last call for questions. All right, thank you both for a really exciting report.
Thank you.
We have a single action item this evening, and this is a resolution authorizing and directing the sale or disposal of property. This is ELA materials at UMS. Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further questions, comments, or discussion? A roll call vote would be in order.
Member Marabou,
Yes.
Member Jones,
Yes.
Member Langendorf, yes. Vice President Baxley,
Yes.
President Pulowski.
Yes.
Member Cheryl
Yes.
and Member Hickson.
Yes.
Motion passes. There is a call for a future special executive meeting on Monday at 6 o'clock. At 11:01 East University will be a hearing for student discipline purposes. Superintendent's report.
So this is news we just found out last night, actually, that Lavi from Urbana High School, last year, as you remember, we had a student, Jalen, who matched with Questbridge, and she is currently at Rice University on a full scholarship. Well, we have another student who has matched with Oberlin College, and so we're really excited for Lavi. Catherine went over and took her picture today. So Questbridge, as we shared last year, is a national nonprofit that connects high-achieving, low-income students with 52 of the nation's top colleges and universities through its national college match. So congratulations. It's exciting. We also want to share congratulations for 32 Urbana High School students who were named Illinois State Scholars for outstanding academic achievement through the Illinois Student Assistance Commission. This represents about 10% of the class of 2026, and they are from Urbana High School. So I'm not going to read all their names, but Mia is on here, so congratulations, Mia. So 32 UHS students, that is amazing, out of the state of Illinois, so congratulations to them. I know our ambassadors talked about Thanksgiving dinner already, so here are a few more photos. It was a really great day, lots of positivity. Several administrators were able to go over. The students just run the whole thing, and they just do a fantastic job. From setup, this year they didn't have to cook, so Quest jumped in and took over the cooking, so it was a little bit of a burden off of everyone. So I know Marianne was going to share a few thoughts in regard to Quest doing that for us.
Yeah, I think we just wanted to make sure that we said thank you to Quest for donating and preparing the food. It was really nice to be able to walk in and serve and make sure like everybody got to enjoy it a little bit more, it seemed like. So
Absolutely.
big thank you to them.
Yeah, the students and got to just visit and not have to be stuck in the kitchen, and their parents didn't have to be back there cooking this year. And so I don't know what we're going to do next year in regard to that, but it was great that Quest kind of jumped in, and they were wonderful about it too. We asked and they immediately said, absolutely, we are going to do this. So thank you to Quest, and thank you to Student Council and Mr. Guzman and all of the volunteers. We had community people who reached out to contact us and said, how can we come and help? There are people who come every single year and help. I do want to give a shout out to Danielle Chenoweth. I don't know if you saw the story on the news around them sending a bus at the end of the dinner at 6 o'clock. Sometimes, from what I've heard, I'm not always there at the end, that is the hardest part of the night, when you have folks at 6 who don't have anywhere to go. And so she was forward thinking this year, and she had the shelter open. And they had the bus pick up and take people where they needed to go, or take people to the shelters after the meal. So shout out to Cunningham Township for doing that, and to Danielle. So it's
I have
awesome.
a question about a picture. There's some
Yeah.
books, or were there books?
Oh, that
given?
is Leslie. I do not know her last name, but she and her granddaughter organized a book giveaway. So there are always young people, like kiddos there, like elementary age kids. So there's like a craft table for the kids to color and draw. And so this year, Leslie and her granddaughter collected books, and they had a book drive. And so like their whole families that come to this, so there are families there with little kids. And so the little kids could come over and take a book. Some of them were Thanksgiving themed. And some of them were just regular books that had been donated. And so the kids that were there got to come over and pick out books to take home. So that's Leslie in the picture. So, yeah. Yankee Ridge Balloon Parade. So this has been a tradition for the kindergartners and first grade students as a way to kind of kick off Thanksgiving break. They have a balloon parade, so they decorate. You can see their artistic abilities there. They decorate balloons and little flyers and They go outside, and it is just a fun way for them to get ready for Thanksgiving. So this is Yankee Ridge Multilingual. And yesterday, I had I was able to go to the dedication and open house of Fire Station Number 2. This is in the part of Urbana where I live in Southeast Urbana on Philo Road. And so I just wanted to congratulate Mayor Marlin is in that middle picture there with Mayor Williams. So I just wanted to congratulate the city for just their long vision, and for Mayor Marlin's vision and the city council. This was 2 to 3 years of work getting these stations built. There's one on Bradley as well. I didn't make it to that open house, but this one's right in my neighborhood. So I said, I'm going to that one. Yeah, they are. So I didn't make it to the Bradley one, but the first picture there is of Acting Chief Dilly, Mike Dilly, who's back after being retired. And then the city council members, and this was really cool. I was going to embed the video, but it's easy to just tell you. So they brought in the Jaws of Life, and instead of cutting a ribbon to dedicate the building, they brought an old fire hose out. And they had the Jaws of Life cut the fire hose, and then they cut it into a lot of pieces and gave one to each of the city council members and all the people that are really instrumental in this. So it was really cool. It was a really well-attended event. Lots of people from the community were there. They talked about their efforts in going out for bonds and writing grants and doing what they could not to put the burden of building these buildings on the taxpayers, but finding creative ways to finance. They are amazing. So you got to walk around and see their kind of bunk rooms where they sleep. And, you know, they're there for 24 hours at a time, so where they cook and their relaxing areas. So it is a beautiful space. But they really talked a lot about the safety and how it is really going to be helping our firefighters be more safe, and just the benefits from the community. I know is really needed in Southeast Urbana right now. If you drive down Philo Road, you'll see what I mean. But to have a beautiful building like this with all the other things that are kind of happening right now on Philo Road, I know that is a plan for the city. I know Mayor Williams has talked a lot about reviving that particular part of Urbana, but having this beautiful building in the neighborhood is a huge step in the right direction. So hats off to the city for those efforts, and congratulations to the fire department. And I think that is the last slide. Yep, thanks.
Thank you. There are a set of FOIA requests that are published in our agenda that were processed. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Well,